Welcome back, everyone, to the Lost Depths of Phandelver. I hope you had a fantastic week.
'Tis been a week. The enthusiasm is overwhelming.
Well, you know.
The responsibility is too great.
The pressure.
Alright, you want me to start?
Yeah. Nice.
Still deep in the swamps of the Forbidden Reaches, our group defeated a treacherous ambush of displacer beasts. After attempts to domesticate the adults failed, the focus shifted to a young, frail beast hiding in the underbrush. Aliva started to feel uneasy, hearing voices and seeing a strange purple hue surrounding B1. Brandy, noticing this, quickly snatched the amulet of Athazar away from her, but after relieving Aliva of the burden, Brandy now felt intrusive voices telling her to keep the amulet away from Aliva. With the tumultuous storm approaching, it's decided that finding cover is the top priority. The corpses of the slain displacer beast were packed in ice, while the younger beast was harnessed and levitated for travel. Bitters and Rummy were sent to scout for caves or structures that would shield them from the storm, and the group proceeded to head toward a cave that they had spotted. Along the way, Aliva noticed little tribal, monkey-like creatures watching them, seemingly the same as the ones they had seen earlier while boating into the swamp. Approaching a network of bridges surrounded by abandoned shacks and a dilapidated house, the party entered the house to determine if it could withstand the impending storm. During the house inspection, Brandy found a key, Aliva recognized some tapestries, and Ronan discovered an old fireplace with a strange steel bar lodged in it. Deciding that the cave would be a better shelter for the night, the group quickly moved on. Barely keeping their footing because of the fierce winds and pouring rain, they entered the cave. The cave contained a couple of chambers, with the furthest one displaying shimmers that appeared to move across the ceiling.
Nicely done. Look, you did it perfectly.
A++.
A++. Bravo. All right. And that is where we're going to begin this evening. So, as everyone kind of collects themselves here for a moment, in the mouth of the cave here, you see the closest person, I would say, to the entrance here. Let me do this. Would be Brandy and Grumback at the moment.
Yes.
You see, as you're looking out the mouth of the cave here, towards in the direction of the swamp itself, you can see just debris flying past the mouth of the cave. You can see large pieces of tree that are kind of flung by and kind of slammed against the rock that's just outside the cave here. It's a brutal storm, whatever it is out here. You could even deduce the fact that it could even be a tornado. There could be a lot of things going on. Debris is just flying. You probably can't even see. You probably can't see 20 feet out because of the wind and the debris in the wind. It seems to be nonstop extreme. As you kind of stand here in this place, Brandy, you look behind you and you see the tiny displacer beast kind of on a leash. Now it's still kind of. I believe you released the spell, if I remember correctly.
Back on
Yeah, so he's kind of like hunched up, like kind of in a corner a little bit, real low to the ground, kind of reacting to the high pressure and the wind that's kind of sweeping through the little bit of the cave here. There isn't a lot of wind per se, more just an odd kind of pressure behind your ears from from the from the noise, from the sound. You can see Grumback beside you as well, Brandy, kind of like looking out with big eyes. You can see him shake his head a bit as he kind of something gets his attention, and he kind of his head kind of swings to the side a bit and follows it until it's out of sight. Bits of tree. You swear you even see maybe other things in there. Pieces of things that wouldn't appear to be from a swamp. As it's flying around as the outside, you can tell it's absolutely not a good time to go outside at all, or to even be outside. So it's smart that you all found this place for refuge. As we kind of go back to and you can see like the light is kind of, it's very dim outside, but you remember it's probably close to about 3:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, somewhere around there.
So the sun's still up, but we just can't see it.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And as we kind of like swing back here to Ronan and D1, as they're kind of in a little chamber here in between corridors, as you kind of take a moment to kind of reflect on the kind of shimmering that you saw on the roof of the cave here, as Aliva brought you the information. And I will give you the floor, everyone, in this moment.
Yeah, so me and Ronan were heading up into the room to take a look
Yeah.
at the ceiling.
Yep, I believe so.
Okay, so we'll start heading
All right.
into that room, I guess. That's a lead.
Sure. You got it. Yeah, you come up to into the corridor here, and you are faced with Aliva, who has her back turned towards you at the moment, looking into the other chamber.
Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, so what did you guys see in here?
I would just silently point up.
All right, I'll light up my armor again and then look up. I don't know how much light it'll shed to the ceiling, but...
You kind of like try and get a good view as you kind of light up the room here a bit. It's pretty high, D1. At the highest point, you're imagining probably 60 to 70 feet. It's really hard to see. I'll say roll a perception check, and if you'd like to kind of do anything else aside from just kind of like I mean, if you want to devote more more effort, we'll say.
With his light, can I see any better?
What's your light shine up to? Is it 30?
I think it's 30 feet.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could probably see like a large portion of the back wall of the cave here. You can actually make out some mushrooms possibly that seem to be growing on the back cave wall, and you can also see some skeletons as well, along with a backpack, and it seems to be maybe a helmet. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I'd make my way around the perimeter of the room toward that stuff.
Sure.
Kind of still staring upward. Wait, really?
Yeah, you got it, Aliva. So you kind of quietly make your way along the perimeter of the room, Aliva. Are you doing it? Are you doing it kind of just kind of casually? Are you being careful as to not make noise? Are you
As quietly as possible.
Okay, perfect. I would say roll a stealth check. Just this is more for just to kind of tell a better story.
All right.
Very nice, very nice. All right, perfect. And Ronan, in this moment, what are you doing back here?
I'm just watching these two.
Okay, so you're kind of quietly observing, keeping your eyes on both D1 and Aliva. Are you at all concerned with behind you? Are you kind of keeping an eye on in front of you? Like, are you?
I would say I'm looking in the direction of Aliva.
Okay.
Just kind of scanning the ceiling.
Perfect. All right, Ronan. So I would say, Ronan, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as well, if you don't mind. Oh my god.
Damn.
Perfect. So we'll start with D1. As you kind of stand here, D1, looking around, with the little bit of light that you kind of use to illuminate the kind of lower half of the room here, you notice a couple of tiny little speckles that kind of seem to reflect off of a wet surface up high. It's not close enough for your light to actually hit the objects themselves, whatever they could be, whether it's rock or creatures or whatever. But you do notice there is some kind of a reflection that's kind of sending the light back in your direction. Aliva, you quietly make your way around the edge of the chamber here. You notice just to your left, as you make your way kind of closer to the corpses here, the purple hue that's kind of lightly glowing off of these fungi that seem to be growing out of a small crevice in the cave here. They're beautiful from what you can tell here, just at a glance. Although you're not quite close enough to get a really good look. You do see in front of you a corpse that seems to have some things scattered around it, including a helmet. It seems to be in pretty good shape, a backpack, and a water skin of some sort.
I'd kind of rifle to the backpack.
Yeah, sure. You want to pick up the backpack?
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of reach over, Aliva, and you kind of extend your arm, and you notice this backpack is a little bit shorter, or a little bit smaller than your backpack, the one that you're using. It's probably maybe a third of the size, I would say. It's quite small, and you notice that it's pretty heavy. It has some weight to it as you kind of lift it and pull it in your direction. In that moment, we're going to go to Ronan with your amazing natural 20, which is a 24, to be fair, which is awesome. And Ronan, as you watch your companions here, or whatever these people are to you in your mind, a means to an end, a way to get somewhere else, spare flight. I love it. You notice that D1 seems to be stationary for the most part, looking around the room, keeping an eye kind of here and there, looking at the glimmers on the ceiling. But Aliva, trees have. It's true. Or as you look around the chamber here, you see Aliva kind of reach down with her left arm, grasping at the bag that seems to be smaller, and she pulls it back in her direction. And just in that moment, you notice a glimmer, a change of texture in the ceiling, Ronan. It moves in a way, almost like a falling cave-in that stops dead in its tracks and then is kind of put back to where it was. You look around for a moment. You hear no noise. But you do notice a couple of little strands. They seem to be hair, or it could be blackened vines from somewhere up above. Perhaps a tree that seems to be sitting up above the cave's position with the vines hanging down. It's hard to say, but all that you know is that those strands of whatever they were seem to move with this cave, almost like it's breathing in a way. You notice it every once in a while, but with the wind outside raging and the storm raging, you know that you couldn't take probably a couple of steps out there without being airborne. You face kind of a dilemma here in front of your own, and you know there's probably something dangerous happening here. Is this even a cave that you're in?
I get a weird feeling about this place, guys.
What do you see up on that ceiling? It's hard to tell.
I see, looks like hairs or maybe some vines.
Shifting lights.
Ooh, actually. I'm going to make my way to the entrance and approach Brandy.
Hey, before you leave. Oh.
Eh?
I would kind of try not to yell things out, because not only the cave is there, but also Brandy's up there. I'd tell both of them, like, hey, just so you're aware, I didn't say anything out there because of the chaos, but she did take the amulet from me. She stole it.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
She's
She has it.
innocent.
She has it now, so watch out. I don't know what possessed her to take it so suddenly, but I didn't want to cause a scene.
Yeah, last time she had it, she tried to go for a swim in the ocean. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on her sanity.
Good to know.
I'm doubting it even now.
Yeah, passing that around in maybe shorter intervals might be a good idea because this amulet fucks with your head.
Yes, and I'm saying that's maybe why she took it. So watch your back.
Yes. We'll definitely pay attention to that for sure.
I'm lying. He's after me.
It's amazing. So, Aliva, as you kind of continue your conversation here, you feel the way you notice there's some grime and kind of gunk all over the one side of this backpack here. As you kind of lift it up into place, kind of turn it around a bit, look at the bottom, and you clearly see some blood stains on the bottom here. It makes sense considering it's next to a corpse. What would you like to do?
Before I rifle through the bag, can I tell how the corpse was killed? Or how the body turned into a corpse?
Roll an investigation check first.
Yeah, I just want to know if there's any obvious wounds or if it's more mysterious.
Well, you know what? Before you...
Oh,
okay,
I rolled.
that's okay,
Well,
that's okay.
It's terrible, so it's
it
fine.
actually worked. It actually worked. I should have said roll a medicine check.
Alright.
So let's do that.
That's so kind. It's gonna be worse, watch.
Birds by one. I mean, she called it.
Oh my god.
That's not very nice, is it?
Oh jeez.
It's a fucking dead guy.
Sucks.
It's a fucking dead guy. I will say this. Couple of things, just a couple of random things here. First of all, it's pretty dark aside from the light that D1 is shedding. Although you can see and hear quite well, given you being you. You notice this creature seems to how do I even put this? There doesn't seem to be any liquid left. It's all skin
Husk.
sucked tight to bone.
Okay.
And he's not seemingly not wearing any armor, and there is still some items here which you also find kind of odd.
Okay. It's vampires. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'd take note of that, and then I would go through the bag.
Okay.
As quietly as possible.
Sure. You're gonna pick up the bag, Aliva, and you flip open the hood, or you flip open the cover, I guess. The lid, the flap. I don't know. The flap, yeah. And you look inside, and there seems to be on the top a couple of like shoved maybe cloaks or capes. They seem to be like a blackish white. They're smeared with seems to be soot of some kind, or maybe charcoal, possibly just something here is weird about the consistency of the ash material that seems to be wiped on the cloaks. But underneath, as you kind of lift them out and put them on the ground beside you, underneath you seem to see a small wooden, like maybe walnut box. And it's actually made quite well. It seems to be carved, hand carved, obviously, with some kind of designs kind of sketched in the side, carved deep. Some of them kind of are runic knots that kind of sweep over one another. And there's one kind of central knot that begins in the middle of the box in the front as you observe it. And it kind of sweeps all the way around to the right, and then down under and all the way up on the top and then to the left. It kind of makes this big, huge kind of visual knot on the box itself. You flip the box around, Aliva, on the bottom, and it has hammered metal little kind of clasps on the bottom that kind of make up like maybe feet. It's really, really high class, really prestigious from what you can tell. Whoever made this had great skill. As far as what's in the box, it's hard to say. From what you can tell, Oliva, there doesn't seem to be any latch, keyhole opening. You're not even sure if there's a lid on this box. It seems to not even really have a top and a bottom. It seems to just be a box of wood. You can tell it's definitely some kind of something. Container maybe, or possibly maybe just a nice carved box that somebody made to show off their... It's hard to say. Aside from that, you pull out the box, and underneath there seems to be one scroll. It's probably about as long as if you were to extend your hand from your finger maybe down to your wrist. It's quite small, and it's bundled with what seems to be a little bundle of feathers. They're small little feathers. They're blue. From what you can tell, maybe a blue jay or something like that, some kind of a bird. It's kind of tied in with these feathers here. Aside from that, Oliva, you do see the helmet that is laying next to the corpse here, along with a morning star, as it were, and also a flask that, from what you can tell, seems to have liquid in it from first glance.
Okay, instead of trying to spend all my time looking at everything here, I would shove everything back in the bag and try to get out of that room.
Sure. Yeah, so if you'd like to, you can put everything in the bag. The helmet and stuff will fit as well. You just have to kind of shove it in.
Sure, I'll just shove everything in.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, I want away from that ceiling. It's giving me the heaves.
Yeah, so you have the backpack on your person.
Yeah.
As she walks by, D1's gonna say, I mean, do you think something about this cave killed those creatures that are lying in the corner there? We should maybe figure out what the hell is going on here before we decide to just go to sleep.
I agree. Yeah, I don't like this place either. Something's off.
I'm gonna call Rummy in here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna instruct him to just fly up to the top of the ceiling and start looking and feeling around.
All right. You got it. Okay, so you're gonna have to tell me. Let me see here. I'm sorry to sound like I'm trying to be so detailed, but you'll have to tell me exactly how you want to do this. It sounds so.
Yeah.
So like, do you want to? I'll give you some examples. Like, do you want to go straight up from this position fast? Do you want to go along the wall and go up that way? Do you want to kind of slowly zigzag, kind of make awkward motions?
I think he'll just fly straight up from where he is and just start slowly, like, heading around in, like, a small circle in the middle of the room, kind of like there.
Okay, how high up are you gonna go?
He's gonna go literally right up to the actual ceiling.
And is Rummy gonna do this like really fast, slow?
Slow and looking and feeling, and I'm gonna be trying to look through his eyes. So mainly just flying right up close and just looking at the ceiling.
All right, perfect. Rummy begins to slowly float D1 towards the ceiling, just very ever so slowly to keep things kind of nice and calm. And he gets probably about 20 feet up as you kind of look through his eyes and you look down and see yourself getting smaller and smaller. He gets a little bit higher up, probably about 30, 40 feet. And you begin to see strands hanging down. It looks like for the lack of a better way of putting it, it looks like hair, like bundles of hair hanging down from the ceiling, D1, as he kind of continues to make his way higher. The sight of you begins to become a lot more distorted than you would imagine. all of these strands kind of bunched up in front of you until you literally just see kind of darkness in front of you, D1. You're probably maybe 45 feet in the air at this point.
Okay. He's gonna grab onto one of the strands and yank on it.
He's gonna yank on the strand.
I'll grab one of them with both his hands and just yank on it as hard as I can.
All right. Let me just see. Rummy
He yanks on
has.
it, I cuss and step back.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome. So D1, roll a strength check for me for Rummy.
All right. Oh, ignore the 3.
Yeah, you got it.
7.
So Rummy begins to kind of pull. There's a little bit of give, Rummy, that you notice. As soon as you kind of get a little bit of motion here, you pull down. There's a little bit of give, but then it's kind of catches and stops Rummy from kind of pulling any further. You do notice one thing though. As soon as you do this, Rummy, there is a couple of little glows of light that you see just above you, maybe 25 feet, and they just kind of speckle for a moment before they kind of quickly dim away back into darkness.
He's
It's
gonna
probably
fly, directly to where you saw those.
you're gonna fly right up to that point.
Right up to where you saw
Sure. You kind of fly up quickly, or pretty briskly up to that position, that area, Rummy. And as soon as you get close, the air itself begins to feel. Does Rummy even feel? Man, that's a good question. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
If you actually perceive his senses, I don't even know. Does Rummy even have a sense? Like, he has perception.
You would have to
Let
have
me-
some
let me-
kind of senses.
Yeah, I can link the homunculus servant.
If you want to, just for now, thank you. That'd be great. I'll tell you what. Just roll me a perception check for Rummy. Add his proficiencies and stuff.
His profession. Let me just
Yeah,
look
I think he
here.
does, because I think you're connected to him in pretty much all those ways.
Yeah.
Because he's everywhere he can be anywhere on the plane, and you can still see through his eyes, which is amazing.
Skills. I think his perception would just be a +1 at this point.
Isn't it? I think it's his proficiency bonus.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't get.
Does he
my
have-
full proficiency bonus. So what's
Does he?
my-
Well, does he have his own plus? Does Homunculus have its own plus in proficiency?
Oh, here you go. I can make it a
inherently?
+1. So this would be. Legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's excellent.
Oh, but ignore the guidance. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
still an 18.
Cool. It's a 19. Oh, 18. Yeah, it's
ignore
18.
the
Really
guidance,
good.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. Rummy, you feel a bit of a temperature change and a pressure change as you get closer to the top of the cave here. There seems to be. It's hard to. It would be hard to put into words. I guess what I'll say is. There's a moment where, as you're looking through Rummy's eyes, you feel trapped, contained, and then you don't see anything anymore. As soon as that happens, D1, you see a single kind of glistening kind of rock or something begin to fall from really high up above as it kind of ting hits the ground in front of you.
I'm going to inspect the rock. Or
The rock seems to be the heart of Rummy.
Okay.
There's also a couple of ting, 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 ting as they hit the cave ground here.
So not just that would hit. He's got crystals in.
That's
the
what I'm
and
saying. Yeah,
amulet.
yeah. As they're all hitting the ground right now, and you hear them kind of hit the cave floor, kind of as they kind of hit the ground.
Okay. So I'm gonna quickly pick everything up and shove it in my sack quick.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
Right before Rummy died. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
I should probably tell you. Rummy saw a pair of glowing red eyes, and then also saw something glowing like a mouth with many teeth glowing before he met his end.
Okay, I am going to.
With your perception check.
Yeah.
Can I see that he died?
You probably saw the stuff fall out of the cave.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm
backing
yelling,
way the hell up.
There's something up there that just killed my homunculus.
Yeah, I'm backing all the way up. I'm out.
I mean, I gotta look at her and say, get the others and tell them to get in here.
Are you doing this? Are you doing this kind of like loudly, like 5, 10, 15? Because you're like a good 50 feet away from each other right here.
I'll yell that at Oliva, yeah. And then
Okay. Are you gonna do it loud?
Barely loud. Loud enough for Oliva to hear me.
All right.
And then after that, I'm gonna cast message to say it to Ronan.
All right. 1 second. I'm sorry. As soon as you yell D1, you can hear the reverberation throughout the cavern here. There's like a moment where all of the waves kind of meet your ear at one time. There's an overload, and you can kind of hear like it kind of echoing around in your I guess your brain for a moment before you realize, like, I don't know, were you doing that on purpose? Were you trying to be loud on purpose?
Fairly. And actually, while I was
Just
yelling, I'm also going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself, if I can do that.
You got it. Yeah. For sure. And as you do this, you cast the spell quite loud. And then as soon as you do it, you're quiet for a moment, D1. Like this. You just kind of look around.
And I cast that actually.
And you hear...
Level 3, sorry.
Level 3?
Yeah.
You got it. Wow, that's really good, man. You take a moment to look around and look up high. And not a thing changes.
Yeah, so after I yelled at Oliva, I'm going to cast a message to both that and Brandy.
Yep, you got it.
If I have to, and then just say,
all right.
There is something alive in here that we should take care of before we just put ourselves into the vulnerable state of resting.
And you cast that spell to, I'm sorry, to Brandy.
Message, yeah.
I'm sorry, message. And you can do that to pretty much anybody, right? Like, because it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
So you're just throwing it basically.
Oh, that's mending, sorry.
It's okay. I was like, well, you're throwing this at everyone so that you can kind of respond or communicate.
Just to Brandy and Ronan, because I yelled for Oliva and then
got it.
For Brandy.
Yep. So you're leaving Grum back out?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, you got it. So Ronan and Brandy, you both begin to hear D1 in your brain.
Okay.
Yep. What would you like to say?
I would say there is something alive on back here. Just killed Rummy.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be taken care of before we put ourselves into a vulnerable state of just closing our eyes and lying down.
Should have been patient.
So I think I would turn to Grumback and say, hey, I just got a telepathic message from D1. Don't worry about the details. There's some kind of creature back there that he thinks could be a threat. So you watch the front door for this minute. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, I will stay here and make sure we are protected.
Yeah, you're a good man bear guy.
Man, bear, pig.
Love it.
I'm gonna say, Rummy, you stay with him. It's not safe back here. Not Rummy. Bitters.
So did you handed the leash to Grumback?
I've got Blackstar. Blackstar.
Yeah.
Blackstar sleeping?
Yeah, he or she. It's hard to.
We
you
never
don't
know.
Yeah,
It's like
she's
bitters.
real low to the ground, like real low. You could tell she's distressed. She's breathing heavy. She seems to be looking around frantically. She's really like, she could tell she's not happy. She's at maximum length between you and the leash, currently. But she's real low to the ground. Has her ears kind of down.
I would like to put her somewhere that's not at the front entranceway. Can I gotta drop her off quick. Let's see. There's boxes over here. Is there a situation where the boxes are strong enough if I were to put her leash tucked in or tied through some of these boxes, it could be a quiet area for her to chill out?
You can certainly try. Yeah. Sorry?
I was going...
Are you there? Oh no! We lost Ronan.
He's been taken.
Ronan!
Test.
Oh,
yeah.
You're crackling up there, but we heard you for a moment.
Yeah, I heard you.
No, I would.
There he is.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can undo or unfurl the portable hole, and that's like a 10 or 15 foot cylinder, and just displacer beast in that.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, I'll roll that out over where.
Great idea.
Yeah. So the only thing is, you just got to make sure. And I probably shouldn't even say anything, but there are rules about living creatures being.
So is there oxygen in there? Yeah.
Well, there is for a
if
little
I
bit.
leave it open, there's oxygen in there. If I close it up, it might die.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Perfect, Ronan. I love that. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of go over to where the area that Brandy's in this little corridor, this little chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would have made my way like around.
Oh, sorry.
That way.
Okay.
To go get her.
Yeah. As you do that too, Ronan, roll a perception check for me on your way. 16. Sorry, guys. We'll get back to you in 1 second, D1. I know you're in the middle of a message. Perception 20. As you kind of move around here in the corner, you notice like this area of the cave seems a little drier than this kind of mid chamber and section. The other chamber, you got to sense that it's just more wet in the other chamber than here. As you kind of make your way around the corner here, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary from on the walls that you can tell, that you can sense. There's a pile of bones as you kind of walk in on your right. They seem to be the bones, a bunch of bones of animals. There's a deer in there, maybe an elk. There's definitely some little tiny rabbit bones and some other creatures. Something might have drug some prey in here and ate it, and before it made its way. Or it's hard to say. So you make your way close to Brandy here. You get out the dimensional. The
portable
hole, yeah. And you throw it down in front of you and you unroll it. And as soon as you do, you notice there's a hole there. It's quite deep. It's a cylinder. There's also a ladder that you can see that's kind of like, down into the hole. A couple of boxes on the bottom.
All right, so I'll grab a little Dark Star and scuttle down that ladder. And put him down there, scuttle back up the ladder, and pull the ladder up behind me.
All right, you got it. Brandy, do you just kind of leave the leash down there with it, or?
See, I don't want to chew the leash or eat the leash, so I would want to secure it in some way up here so that we can grab it. Yeah.
So the portable hole, if you can think about it, it's like a black sheet that you lay out on the ground, and as soon as you open and lay it down, it's like it turns into a long cylinder, like a pipe, down into nowhere.
There's something that I can essentially tie it up here.
Well, there's some boxes down there that I believe you guys left in there, if I'm not mistaken, that were already in there before.
Who knew?
Yeah, right. I think there were boxes in there, if I remember correctly. It was like some alchemy bottles, or I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if you wanted to, Brandy, you could probably tie it around there and make. I'll let you do that easily enough. Just roll an animal handling check for me.
Okay.
We'll have fun with it. Sorry, this seems inconsequential, but it may have play later. Oh, 19. 19's really good. Let me. Very nice. Perfect. So you managed to kind of find a little area of the box here. It's a little lighter than it's like 2 boxes, and you find like the lightest of the boxes, and you put that box on top. But you managed to wedge the leash kind of like in between like the corner there, and kind of put some pressure on it. The displacer beast doesn't seem to know any of the better at the moment, from what you can tell.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, I mean, I would want to secure the little friend.
Yeah.
Then go back and investigate D1.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and just do this.
I will follow Brandy.
There. Oh, I put that on the wrong layer. It's okay, though, because I can... Oh, shit. Hold on. Do that. Perfect. Okay. Nice. So you kind of begin to walk out of the corridor here. Do you take the northern corridor or the southern corridor out?
We go up northern.
Okay. You just make your way out of the northern corridor here, and into the chamber that Aliva seems to be standing in currently.
Yeah.
D1.
Yes.
The message that you sent them. Do you guys want to send him back anything in reply?
No, I mean he'll see me in a minute.
Okay.
I would have thought to myself, well, you should have just fucking been patient. I don't know if that translates into a response or what.
D1 will hear it and just be like, but I won't answer. I'll just sort of wait and hope that they come.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So you kind of all make your way up to the kind of like another tight area of the corridor here, as you kind of make your way towards the back of the cave. And Grumbach sees you all, and kind of you can see him kind of look back at you. And as you look up at him, kind of as the cave itself kind of seems to be a bit of an incline, in the as you kind of make your way through. You look down and you see Grumbach kind of behind him, and you see that the wind just pushing debris through the air to the point where it's almost like you just see a bunch of just water, a sheet of water just moving in front of the cave, the mouth of the cave there, as you kind of make your way through like a pinch point, if you will, of the cave here. It seems to be very narrow, 5 feet maybe, as you kind of get closer in, and you make your way into the central chamber here, where D1 seems to be standing in the middle of the chamber, and he seems to be looking up at the cave ceiling.
I do not follow them in there. I'm staying still in the midway point. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'll move up to the entrance. Like I got that dark vision, so if that thing is making itself known, I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I would just be going to where D1 is.
Yeah. So as they enter, I'm just gonna look at him and go, there is something we need to kill up there.
There's always something we need to kill somewhere.
I mean, it seems that way in this forbidden swamp, but
Holy shit.
I don't know if we want to just get trapped.
I need
in
a
here,
flashlight, man.
Trapped in here with a creature.
No.
Whatever it is,
no.
it killed Rummy.
I can't believe he killed Rummy. We
I
gotta
know.
avenge our bestie.
Bastard.
He got through so much, and then he died to that.
We'll bring him back better than ever.
That's right. Well, yeah, I'll have to bring him back in the morning. For now, we just need to kill this fucking...
Well, yeah, and then
there.
rest for once, man.
Well, there's a rotten dead corpse in the corner. Why do I have
I
a
do
feeling
see
he
that.
decided to fall asleep here and never woke up?
It's a trap for sure. We can't go back out, so.
Our only option is to clear this place and make it safe.
Alright, so what are we dealing with up there?
And they're like, well, we can find out. And so I'm going to point right to where Rummy, right to exactly where I seen Rummy last fly up to.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to shoot an Eldritch Blast up there.
Really?
Oh shit, yeah.
Well, now hang on. I tried to do that to a window, and it must target a creature. So
And you wonder why I stayed back?
It is target a creature. Now, there is a creature up there, but I don't see exactly.
yeah, but
where
you
it
don't know
is.
that.
Well, I seen eyeballs, but what else could I cast up that way?
What I was going to do earlier was get Brandy's bow, have you cast light on an arrow, and just shoot an arrow up there.
We could try that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a threatening item going up into towards the
I
creature.
mean, it would just give us light. At that point, we can
True.
Eldritch Blast if we see something.
See something. All right, so I will ask Brandy for one of her arrows,
Yeah, I'd hand one
Okay.
over.
Yeah.
and I am going to illuminate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tinker it so it sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dims
Oh,
an
this-
additional 5 feet.
So let me just see really quick. Give me 1 second here. Spark of magic. I just
It
use
says
this.
tiny, so maybe I'll just try to do the arrowhead.
Sheds bright light and a fine. Okay, so what kind of light is this? Just like natural light, or is this magic
What does
light?
it say? It says the object.
Sorry,
sheds-
that's such a weird question.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
bright light in a 5-foot radius. I would say it would be like a mechanical light because it's tinkering, right?
Right? Yeah, it makes sense because it says you learn how to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it could
it's-
be magic. Yeah.
So spark of magic. So let's play on that. That's super cool. So we're gonna consider this magic light, right, for the course.
Yeah. Magical tinkering. Okay. that makes
Okay.
sense.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So you wanna?
I'll
I
try
think
to
I
do
have the idea.
Shaft of the arrow, if I can do as much of the shaft of the arrow as I can.
Okay. I love that.
And then once it's lit up, I'll hand it back to Brandy.
I'm sorry. I'm stalling. Give me 1 moment.
No, it's okay.
Give me 1 second. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry, just give me 1 second here.
So you take a second. I have to go pee so
Yeah.
bad.
Let's just do that. Let's take a 5 and and go pee. You guys are so creative. Okay, this is great actually. All right.
Very big.
Okay. I was worried for a second, saying, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. But I found it. I found it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, because I probably should have already known this, but I'm glad I'm learning this now. So.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
good.
use tinkering very often because it's kind of like niche, but
Oh, dude,
it's
I'm
cool.
I'm realizing now, actually, how good tinkering is
Yeah,
because
it's
of
a cool little
this
thing.
kind of stuff. Well, you'll see in a moment here. I'm gonna pee too. I'll be right back.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was talking to some other friends, some other people about it as well. Some other people do it too.
Yeah, I did it. My first time was a few years ago. Like when you're a first time donor, you normally get like they call it like coupons, right? It's like you get a good bit of money. So I think when I first did it, it was like $1,200 for 8 donations.
Oh my God.
And so you get paid a lot for the first ones, and then after that, the price that you get per donation tapers down significantly. But then I haven't done it for a few years, so like again, they call it coupons. So I get $800 over 8 donations.
Oh my God. Do you have really rare blood?
No, because it's just they don't really care what kind of blood you have. They just want it.
Vampires never do.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, so long as you don't have any health issues. I mean, even then, they don't really care that much. I mean, you can't have hepatitis or something, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't have like some crazy disease.
Yeah, as long as you don't have an infectious, transmissible disease.
That's interesting.
Yeah, not that I know of.
Right? Like, you're fine.
I hope
I got
not.
ghosts in my blood. I do cocaine about it.
I mean, a little cocaine on this, yeah, extra bonus.
Oh my God. Do they care about THC in your blood?
Now, a question that they do ask is if you have taken, if you've smoked synthetic marijuana.
No, I have not.
And I
never
do,
smoked.
but I just say no.
Oh.
I do it so, I do it like so little. I don't really think it counts.
Does it
at
actually
all.
work?
I mean,
Like,
for
what
me,
does it do
yeah.
to you?
Yeah, so because I used to smoke actual weed back in the day, and then
Yeah.
I didn't smoke for years and years and years, and then I started with some like Delta 8 because it's in Pennsylvania. I don't have a medical card, so there's a local shop, and then I use there's an online company that I like, and so I'll get Delta 8 THC gummies, and I'll get flour. It's not it's not very potent, but if you haven't smoked in a long time, for me it just makes me I like to get like sleepy time vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of makes me relaxed and sleepy
Oh, got you.
No,
without needing a high volume. Like if I buy an eighth, that probably lasts me for 4 to 6 months.
Oh my God. It's a long time.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I just take a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You microdose.
But like
That's
I
smart.
wouldn't have smoked tonight, because if I would have smoked tonight, I wouldn't have been able to say words to you guys.
gotcha.
Oh my God.
That's interesting. Actually.
That's cool. Actually, I didn't know that they were that strong.
I mean, for me that I don't have like a low tolerance or anything, but
Yeah.
for me, because there's a local place that does gummies, and I freaking love these gummies, and they're 100 meg gummies, 100 megs of.
Oh, man.
I don't honestly know. It's like they sound strong. Again, if you're smoking regularly, it's not strong to you. For me, it's strong. But one of my favorite things is when I go camping and I hike all day and I'm sitting by the fire, and once the fire is built and it's cooking and it's going, then I take an edible.
Oh,
And I
nice.
just sit
Oh,
in the
nice.
fire, and
Yep.
I just like read and watch the fire and like eat snacks, and it's like, oh,
That is the best thing ever. God, that
It's
sounds
so
amazing.
relaxing.
To like the gummies, but what I don't understand is, are the gummies like, what's the difference between synthetic or just regular THC? Is it
just not as strong. Like the synthetic just isn't as strong.
okay? So
Well,
if you take a
there's
gummy,
a
is it
couple of
made from
versions of
weed?
the synthetic stuff. Some
Oh,
of it
sure.
is more psychedelic than
Sure.
weed is.
Yeah, it does. I did take when I was at Virginia Beach a few weeks ago, back in September. I took 1.5 gummies. I normally do a half of a gummy. Okay, so I took 3 times my normal dose, and I'm sitting at this. I was camping the first couple nights, and the last night I booked a little hotel room, and so I'm sitting in this hotel room. I took a gummy. I was watching like Law and Order or something. And I took my gummy, and I was watching Law and Order, and then about 3 hours in, I just was like, where am I? Who am I? What is going on? This is not my home.
Oh my
I don't
God.
understand what's going on. I could hear people. I ended up barricading the door with every piece of furniture in this hotel because I was so freaked out.
no.
I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Just wake up to all the furniture in front of the door.
Yes, I did. I did wake up to all the furniture in front of the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds
I just got like kind of free. I kind of like, it was too much for me, and I got really freaked
Yep.
out. And then I
Yeah.
like had wine, so I just drank wine, and then he put it out.
counter effect.
Because most of the time, it's just like a la 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 la, everything's
Yep.
nice.
Mhm.
But I went a little too over the deep end, and I went, actually, I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, I should try going. We got dispensaries here, so I was thinking about grabbing some gummies.
Yeah, it's a nice way to like just give you a cozy high.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Whew, all right. Is everyone back?
I believe so.
Excellent. All right. Perfect. So you have an arrow.
Yeah, it's lit up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, how high is this ceiling? What can I see up there? What's happening? Because
It's
I
really
haven't
hard.
really looked.
So, yeah. So
I
I would
can't
say
see.
roll a perception check. Brandy,
Yeah.
for yourself. While right before we throw this arrow up here. An 11.
Oh.
So naturally, Brandy, since you really can't see in the dark, you're kind of reliant on D1.
No, I
and
can't, yeah.
Everyone, yeah. So, but right now in this moment, with the lit up arrow in the shaft, and D1 himself kind of giving off a little bit of light here from his
Yeah, and
gauntlet,
I'm gonna
I believe.
point to right where I seen the Rummy's gem fall from.
Perfect. You see him do that, and you kind of look back at Ronan, and you see him kind of looking his eye, Ronan, his eye for a moment with your 11, with your perception as you look back in this dark place. You never really noticed it before, Brandy, but Ronan's left eye is kind of how do I even put this? There's almost a reverse iridescence about his left eye. You almost swear that you can see beyond his eye, like deeper into his eye. Almost like there's a light kind of emanating from this side going that way. Do you know what I mean by that?
Okay.
Behind his pupil, if you will. It's kind of a radiating backwards kind of light. And it's very, very faint and dim, but with your 11, it's you're kind of right next to him. And you see it. And you can decide whether or not you want him to kind of notice you looking at it or not. It's he's kind of his gaze is on D1 at the moment, as you kind of stand here and look up. But aside from that, you don't really notice much in here, except for the fact that it's very moist, kind of wet, humid. It's warm as well. There's like an unnatural kind of warm feeling in here. There is a couple of things, corpses on the ground here. They all seem rather dry considering this area.
Okay. So I can't see anything. Let's shoot this arrow up.
Yeah, see if you can hit that spot right about there.
Okay.
All right, Brandy. Go ahead and we're gonna say roll
my
a hit.
short bow? Okay, yeah.
Yep, it's gonna be. Sorry, Ronan.
I'm gonna ready in action.
Oh, I hit sneak attack.
You're ready
I
now?
had all my things.
I
but
see a
I'm sorry.
creature up there. I'm shooting it with an Eldritch Blast.
All right, Ronan. Sounds good. So, Brandy, you kind of knock the arrow. You look at D1 and over at Ronan, and Ronan kind of gives you the nod. And kind of, you see him get ready. You see him kind of back up and kind of get a lower stance, kind of looking up. An absolute focused look. D1 also, you kind of
Yeah, I'll ready Eldritch Blast as well, just in case. Yeah.
kind of holding his hand underneath. You can see his gauntlet kind of glowing just a little bit. A stern look on his face, Brandy, as you kind of knock it and you draw the bowstring back and you release. And you watch the arrow kind of go up high and kind of before it begins to arc and hit the ceiling, or at least what you think is the ceiling. There's a moment where you swear you see like hair or something hanging down from many heads. You don't see heads, you just see lots of black hair. As the arrow kind of makes its way through, like strands of like strands of black silk kind of hung down. As the arrow kind of makes its way through, you see that the light from the arrow kind of begins to dim as it kind of you lose track of it. You hear a sound, Brandy. It doesn't sound like anything it doesn't sound like an arrow that would hitting rock would sound. What am I doing tonight? It sounds
Freaky deaky.
it sounds odd. It sounds like you hit
Like a flesh.
like flesh or something. Yeah. And the arrow is no longer illuminated, but for one split second, D1, as you were gazing in that direction, totally focused, roll a perception check for me. Because we're gonna see if this, because you spent the time to do this. It's cool. See if you see anything cool. Oh God, it's so obscured by all of this hair or cilia or vines or roots or whatever this it seems to be. But you swear for a moment that you see an appendage for a moment, like a long obscure arm or something.
Okay, do I see it long enough to fire an Eldritch Blast at that arm or appendage?
Well, you can't be sure if it's a living thing or if it's just a formation in the rock, but it looks as though something up there could be alive, but it's if you were to fire an Eldritch Blast on instinct, you could hit something, but you could also hit one of your companions.
How high do I estimate the ceiling is here from how far the arrow traveled?
Probably about 70 feet.
70 feet, damn, that's high.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
I think I can only levitate 20.
I don't think there's a cap on levitate.
Let me
Don't
link it.
remember.
I think it's.
Is it?
Let me link it.
Is it about distance from you? Keeping concentration. Range 60 feet. Yes, you have to be 60 feet. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
one
Well, that's
creature or
the
object.
cast range.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the cast range. Yep, you're right.
Vertically up to 20 feet.
20.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
got
20
it.
feet.
Thank you for checking, actually. That's
Yeah.
You could scurry up the wall, though.
Try climbing up the wall?
Well, yeah, with levitate.
Oh, and pull myself higher. When the spell. Let me look.
The target cannot move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach.
yeah.
Allowed to move as if it were climbing. You can change the target's altitude by 20 feet in either direction. Oh, on each of my turns.
Yeah, each of your turn, yeah. But you have to use a force to pull or push you because it's not like a
Yeah.
it's not
but
like a
I can cast it on myself, and then every 6 seconds I can go up 20 more feet.
yeah.
Straight up.
That's
So,
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally
Oh.
right. Yep.
I'll look to the group.
Yeah.
I can shatter. Do we want whatever's up there down here?
I'm gonna say, yeah, we should take care of this.
All right. Crack my neck, crack my knuckles, and then I will pick a point on the ceiling, just kind of in the middle of the room, and I will let loose a shatter.
All right. Can you do me a favor, Ronan, and link shatter for me? You always do, but I figured I just want to double check a couple of things.
Oh fuck! I don't have range. Yeah, I don't think I can hit the ceiling with it.
What's the range? I can levitate you closer.
Yeah, how do you guys want to...
So it's at 60 feet.
Yeah,
So he's only about maybe 10, 20 feet short.
right.
Well, the cast range is 60 feet, but it's a 10-foot sphere from that point.
Okay.
So grand total, it would give me 70 feet, but I'd only be hitting with like a 5-foot chunk of it. So yeah, I guess I'll save that.
Or, well, I can put you 20 feet higher.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, could do that.
From there. All right, let's. D1 is going to cast Levitate not on himself, but on Ronan.
Okay. You're gonna cast it on Ronan, right where he is, right
no,
here.
I'm going to call him into the center of the room, sort of.
Okay.
Right underneath where the gem dropped.
Sure.
I'll sort of show him the gem dropped right around here.
Oh, I don't want to be in the center of the room. I don't want that thing falling on me. Slightly worried about a cave-in.
Alright, yeah, maybe we should both.
Don't worry. If you all die, I'll collect your things and I'll leave.
Yeah,
with
don't leave
Grumback.
my shit here. That's all I ask.
You'll never find the amulet, and I'll leave with Grumback. Yeah, I will find it actually, thanks to my spell. So, if you die in that room, it's all good for me.
You'll have to explain to the croc boss.
The Croc Boss never actually met me, so no, I won't.
There you go.
She's got you there.
Get out of town.
Listen, I got Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C at this point. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Well, you better hope they don't fly your way. But we're gonna need all the help we can get. I have a feeling these things are not friendly.
And yet you provoked them.
Well, I'm trying to save you from getting
Better
your
that we've
flesh
provoked
eaten
them
off
than
your
they
bones
get us
while
while
you're
we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. So yeah, D1's gonna say, well, maybe just come in a bit and just get closer to the wall. And I don't know, how high are the ceilings where he's standing right now?
So right where Ronan is standing, you're probably looking at maybe 15 feet, and then it significantly increases from that point. So it's a low ceiling in between the pinch point here where Aliva is standing. So right beyond her, towards Ronan, there's like a little area where you almost have to duck down a bit to get underneath. But then you stand back up quickly, and then the ceiling kind of quickly jets back up into about 65, 75 feet at the highest points.
So I'll call Ronan in to sort of get like maybe 5-10 feet ahead of where he is.
Okay. Sure.
To where the ceiling starts to get high.
Yeah. Okay. And you can see, this is a good spot here. You see right in the central area here of the chamber is where it seems to be the highest. And that seems to be, just slightly to the west of that. If you're a bird's eye down, is where you saw Rummy kind of fall. So in the kind of a little bit lower of an area, 70-ish feet, you notice it's a little higher than that. Here, I'll even ping the map for you. So right about here is where the highest point is, you notice, in the room.
Okay, it was right about here where Rummy's.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep,
gonna say,
so-
maybe about 3 feet in front of you. And then I'm gonna cast Levitate on Ronan and lift him exactly 20 feet.
All right, Ronan. That's amazing. So, Ronan, you begin to slowly lift off the ground.
I ascend.
You put your hands up. I'm just playing.
No, like if anybody is looking at me, I am just short of shitting myself. This is weird.
Don't worry, I
So
got you. I won't let you fall.
Nice. And you begin to lift up off the ground, Ronan. Bray, do you see him begin to lift off the ground? Is there anything that you want to say? Do respond?
I mean, I could give him a wave. I would say Godspeed. I'll tell Bitters. You said goodbye. No, I would say good luck up there. Let us know what you see.
All right.
And I'm looking behind me, thinking, man, Aliva's in a pretty good spot. Maybe I.
She's on the she's like on the other side of the drop down where you have to duck your head.
She's on a good spot over
Standing
there.
up.
Yeah, I am in a good spot. I like my spot.
You're just sitting real good, like right up against the wall. Like, he's kind of, you feel like a little bit of a nice breeze coming through here, Aliva.
Yeah, I got one eye on them and one eye on the exit of this place.
I love this. And actually, Ronan, just before we lift you up here and do fun stuff, Aliva, roll a perception check for me. Just a nice general one.
I'm gonna perceive my way out of this mess. Hold on. Perception.
Also, Brandy, roll a wisdom check for me.
Ho, ho, ho.
Nice. Aliva, you look out the cave entrance here in the direction of nice, Brandy with your 18. You look in the direction of where Grumback is. You see him kind of leaned up against the wall as well, kind of looking out. You can see that the wind is still raging. This storm is blowing outside of this cave, and you almost swear that house might not have been enough to withstand these winds and possibly flying debris, as you can see a tree that just kind of goes by the cave entrance and slams into the rock beside you. As you continue to kind of observe the entrance of the cave here, you notice there's a moment, Brandy, where you see Ronan begin to levitate, float up. You see D1's attention completely focused on him. You see Aliva at the entrance there, kind of actually the choke point here, and you're pretty sure her attention's on the outside. Grumback is near the entrance as well. If you really wanted to, there are many, many spots in this cave here with your 18, we'll say. And you could take this amulet, Brandy, and you keep thinking. You could dash out of here, and you could totally invoke a cave-in at one of these pinch points, lock them in, and get away with the amulet, just you. Just by yourself. Figure out whatever magics are inside. But then you remember back to your old life. You remember the promises that you made to yourself as you found your way onto a merchant vessel headed towards this strange place, this strange land, where you thought you might be able to start over. So you find yourself resisting,
I'm trying to be good.
You're trying to be good, and it's a good thing. You feel that power, Brandy. You know that it's next to you. It's in your hip, or rather at your hip, in your little invisible pouch. And aside from Aliva, you're pretty convinced that it's pretty safe and secure, knowing that it's there, and that no one really else should have any idea.
Yeah.
As we continue on here, Ronan, you begin to float up even further up in the air, about 15 feet, before you notice the light kind of radiating off of D1's of Gauntlet. It kind of begins to fade just ever so slightly. Even at 15 feet, you just notice there's like a glimmer almost.
Like from D1?
Just a general kind of diminishing of the light the further away that you seem to get.
Some kind of weird darkness up in here. Can I look around and see if I see anything with my closer vantage point?
Roll a perception check for me, Ronan. Your left eye begins to there's a little bit of a tinge of pain for one moment, Ronan. I also need you to roll a 1d4 for me. This is not a bad thing, by the way. All right. Roll 1d4 for me. A 2. Roll 2d20. and add it to your 12. Jesus. Okay.
I make it a 39.
39, yeah. That's right. Thank you. So, Ronan, as you for one moment begin to raise, you notice for one split second as the pain kind of hits you in your eye, and before it begins to radiate throughout your body, for one split second, Ronan, you see a purple sheen that kind of drops over the entire place just for a moment. The time itself begins to just stand still just for a moment. The wind outside begins to stop. You hear nothing for one moment. And above you, you see the bodies of 5 in this area. Creatures that seem to be clung to the rocks, caves, the cave roofs. Clung to it tight, with kind of hair that seems to be hanging off of its back, all over from its legs, its back, its head, and a couple of them their heads seem to be turned towards you, and a few of them seem to be turned in a different direction, in a more easterly direction. And as you look in that direction, Ronan, just for a moment, with your amazing perception check, you also notice there's about 4 more here, up high.
So 9 total.
Yeah, one of them's different, Ronan. There seems to be one that's hanging here that seems to be a little different than the others. It has some odd appendages hanging off of its back, as well as the hair or the cilia that's hanging down. It seems to have little spikes with almost suction cups, seemingly, hung down. There seems to be 4 of them dangling down on its back. And you notice it for a moment as they kind of are wiggling around kind of in a violent manner, which is very odd to you. As your sight returns to you, Ronan, as normal.
Do they seem like they're wiggling in tandem? Or are they...
They're wiggling in different directions independently.
I will look down to D1. Down, bring me down.
Are you not going to shatter up there? You're not going to cast your devastation spell?
I can't hit them all.
Try to hit what you can, and then we'll take care of them as they come. I mean, unless you feel comfortable just lying down and falling asleep with those fucking things staring at you.
You're kind of floating there in mid-space, just kind of not gaining any altitude. You're just kind of...
I'll cast message so that we can talk silently.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, I thought you were gonna blast them up there and see if you can lure them down to us.
I can. I'm really concerned about caving this in and killing us all.
How sturdy do you think this cave is? I mean, it seems like a sturdy cave.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking cave person.
A spelunker.
I'm not a cave person.
I don't know what I have that could shield us from a cave in. Nothing really. I mean,
Alright.
YOLO.
Yep, YOLO. I cast Shatter.
All right, Ronan, where are you casting Shatter? Which exact spot? Ping them out for me.
Zato's pointing right here. Or D1 is pointing right there.
Right where? Sorry, do it again for me, if you don't mind. Right there.
Right,
Okay,
right
right there.
The top middle of the square, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Exactly right there. Okay.
I think I would cast it over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just where I'm
I
pointing.
want to try and get as
Oh.
many of them as I can with it.
You want to cast it here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just take one more second here. 60 feet.
So it's a 20-foot circle.
Yeah, so, and I'm sorry to be like a hard ass about this. So straight up above you, Ronan, would be totally legit at 60 feet. But from where you're at right here, to be able to cast it there, you would have to be under it or closer to it from your current position. Do you understand what I mean? Because of altitude.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll cast it like right above D1.
Okay. So like right here.
Yep.
All right. You got it.
Right before I do, I just shout, "Heads up!"
Yeah, I'm gonna put both my hands over my head.
3d4. Oh, thunder. Hold on 1 second here. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. All right. Intense, painfully intense from a point of your choice. This is a hard question. D1.
Yes.
Follow me to the whisper room for 1 moment.
Oh, all right, what's up?
Hey, I just didn't want to say anything in front of the crew. So this is really great. The problem is these creatures don't have ears. They can't hear.
Oh,
So does this even affect them?
I believe it would, yeah. Because it also affects it also affects like material, and material can't hear, right? Like
It does.
Like a wood door can't hear. Remember in the other
Yeah,
one,
that's
he's
true.
all casted
Good
on the
point.
wood door, yeah.
Yep, I do remember that. Fuck, what am I thinking?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it affects objects. It can affect
I guess it's
that.
like a pressure wave, I guess, huh?
Exactly. Now,
All right.
the loud ringing noise attachment to this spell is mainly for, like, if there are other creatures, like if you're doing a dungeon and there's other creatures in the next room, it's to,
Yeah.
Your danger of using the spell is alerting other creatures. That's the loud ringing noise.
Oh, 3d8. Yeah. Okay, thank you. 3d8 thunder damage on it. Okay, so this is actually perfect for what I need. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I'm such a... Okay.
No, it's all
Awesome.
good, man.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Trap.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, D1. All right. Ronan,
Yes.
a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from exactly above D1. There is a kind of a moment where you see like a pressure wave in the air, kind of a boom, as it kind of explodes out from a central point. There is a rumble for a moment as... Let me just do this. I need to do this. This is going to take me 1 moment. I hope you guys can hear these rolls. As I do this...
Yeah, we can.
All right, perfect. All right, Ronan. Let me see here. 3d8 thunder damage. So you rolled. Oh, cool. Perfect. So the DC is 13.
15.
Oh, 15. Got it. High. Oh, high level cast. You're casting at a higher level. Got it. So this is 19 damage then.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
I think Warlock
Half on a failed.
cast everything at a high level.
Okay. Half on a failed.
Full on a fail, half on a save.
Or half, yeah, sorry. Yep. Sorry, I have to mark. I didn't realize this was actually gonna happen this way, but it's cool that it did.
Yeah.
So Ronan, as soon as this happens, there's a boom. You see a couple of hairs kind of fall to the ground here, kind of, and they kind of fall on your face and on D1. And then, for a moment, you hear, or the ground begins to shake for a moment, and you see rocks kind of begin to fall from the ceiling in D1's direction. D1, roll a dexterity save for me, please.
Let's see what I got here. I think my other two characters have dex bonuses. I don't think he does.
Oh no. Oh,
You're
look
the
at
I,
that.
I think I'm too far for a leave. I'll leave it for the
Jeez,
3,
man.
So I don't get the 3.
No, it's okay. It's a dirty 20.
Yeah, dirty 20.
It's really good. D1, you notice in a moment, as soon as this happens and you see the hairs fall down and you hear the rumble, you know there's going to be rocks, and you quickly dash to the side. I'll go ahead and let you move to the side here if you want, as rocks fall to the ground right in front of you. I need you to roll another dex save for me. One more. A 12.
12 on this one.
As soon as you kind of move in that area, D1, you feel a rock kind of hit you, kind of on the calf. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage, D1, as a very large boulder kind of hits you right on the calf. It doesn't knock you prone because you're right at the end of your kind of your sprint, and you hit the wall. You kind of put your hand up on the wall. And that's the moment that it hits you. As well as that, sorry, here, let me do this so that it's not on your face. There you go.
Okay.
As soon as that happens, Ronan, you hear a couple of very odd noises from up above, as a couple of creatures kind of fall to the ground, hitting the ground kind of with a thud. A second.
Can I use my reaction to try and take a swipe at one of them as they fall?
So this is happening really quickly, but I would say probably in a moment you could probably do it. Let me just add up the damage real quick.
Yeah, so that damage I took, just so you know, I had 11 on my Arcane Ward, and I had 15 on my Armor of Agathis. So that ate up my Arcane Ward and brought my Armor of Agathis down to 10.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
And then I have 66 because I took damage from falling in
Yeah.
the storm earlier. Or getting
Gotcha.
hit by the storm earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm at 66 with 10 temporary.
Oh shit. If you took damage from the
Thank
rocks,
you.
do you need to make a concentration save or something?
Oh, yes.
For levitate. Yeah, thank you. I always forget that shit. Why do I always forget
I
that?
know, I forget to all the time.
Thank you, Ronan.
Constitution save.
17.
17.
It's a success. Well
Still
done.
floating, baby.
Yeah, it's really good.
I've got a fail safe on that. If I fail a concentration check, I can automatically pass it.
Nice. Yeah, so that's perfect, actually. As these they fall to the ground for a moment. Ronan, I'll let you take one swipe at Green as he's falling down. You see the other two fall first, and then Green is a little bit behind, and you kind of line up your shot. Ah, damn, that would have been kind of cool. You kind of swipe out at Green, Ronan, but there's like a moment where it's just not the right timing with in the situation here, and with your eye being the way it was, it's kind of taking a moment to readjust back to normal lighting, so your depth perception's just a little bit off. But you quickly regain it back, and you see in front of you, laying prone, 3 creatures that you've never seen before. None of you have. As a matter of fact, that shouldn't be true. Everyone in here roll a history check for me. I would think at this point, Aliva, you would have heard the shatter. You would have seen at least one of the bodies fall from the ceiling.
I sure did.
Yeah, as you kind of like stand here. Ronan, Let's see, D1.
Aliva knows what's up.
Damn, Aliva. It's because she's all studied and stuff.
Yeah, looking at that cave going, I don't know about this.
Then look at Brandy comes in.
Holy shit.
No, hold on.
Nat 20.
I rolled
Brandy perceives
perception.
all.
Oh, perception key roll.
No, I
Oh,
cheated.
damn
I clicked, no, yeah. I rolled history. I don't know shit.
It's alright. Damn it. Damn. Perception check. Brandy, you see these bodies just fall to the ground. Aliva, as soon as you hear the noise first. And then you for a moment you go, whoa, wait a minute. And you look back at the group really quickly. And then you see the last body fall. And as the body falls, it's almost like it falls in slow motion to you. As you remember a time when you were really young, very young. You were with your brother, actually. And you were scouting. You were scouting around the town that you were in, the local village. Since you were trying to kind of keep things quiet, the two of you would often play alone by yourselves. And you remember finding a cave once, along with him stumbling in. You remember him saying something about the echo in the cave and how it made his voice sound so great, and that one day he would be a great singer and the whole world would know him. And as you kind of had that moment with him and you went in for that moment to hear the reverberation, the sound, you remember the eyes, the red eyes, and the hair covered, the body covered in hair, these things that would cling to the ceiling in groups, and they would wait almost invisible and ambush their prey when they least expected it, preferably when they were sleeping. And you remember these creatures as being just absolutely relentless, but you knew that they can't hear because they don't have ears. That was a big deal. As well as the kind of sense of the psychic sense that they seem to have. They seem to know how to react a little quicker than normal. Kind of hard to hit. You remember that was one of the things. You also remember in the academy later on, you were flipping through some pages and you saw a sketch of one of these, and you learned a bit more about them and about how they have this ability to kind of, blend into the darkness behind them when they're in dim light. I think you remember it, them referring to it being called something because it was so known within certain levels and ranks. You do also know that they have these terrifying claws that kind of protrude out from the palm of their hand that help them to hang on the rock ceiling of caves, but they also use them to kind of clamp onto their prey and then suck the blood right out of the prey, as part of their just brutal way of hunting. Again, they hunt in packs, and you've never known any to be in less pack than 4 or 5. There's also one thing, because you rolled so high, I have to give you this. There's also more often than not an alpha. There's also a leader, and the leader in this case of these creatures that you've come to know as being called cave stalkers. The leader of this creature seems to give the orders. And it's also known to, once it establishes dominance in a pack, it begins to grow these kind of large tentacles out its back. And these tentacles can then be used to kind of do kind of magical things, as you know. There isn't too much known, only that to find one of these and to take a tentacle or two, and preserve it long enough to extract the very, very rare poison from inside, is a very rare thing, and you could fetch quite a bit of coin for it, if not use it for your own devious purposes. And sorry,
do I happen to remember the purpose of the cilia and also any weaknesses?
Yes, good question. and I'm going to give you this to you because you asked. You remember the cilia being, since they can't hear, this creature very much so relies on sense of touch and sense of pressure changes in the air, and that they mostly reside in caves because caves are easily humidified. They're easily, you can affect the humidity in them, and they typically tend to be very very moist. And in this case, these creatures use that to their advantage, and they kind of sense, almost like a fly would senses the pressure changes around it. These kind of they use the cilia, the hair on their backs, kind of in the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do I happen to remember weaknesses?
Oh, weaknesses. Sorry. 1 second, Ronan. The weaknesses are they don't have they don't have any ears, so they can't hear. So there are advantages and weaknesses to that. Also, they can't speak to one another. That is another thing. However, if they are in eye-to-eye contact with one another, they have been known to be able to help in magical ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ronan, what did you say?
My question is, did you account for fall damage?
I did.
Oh, sweet.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. That's why they're prone right now. I kind of have them turned on their side. You can't really see it, but they're
It's kind of hard to tell which thing.
I'm sorry.
Jump on those things.
I know. I know, it's true.
I would, from the mouth or the lip of where I'm standing, kind of hesitate and then finally yell out to everybody else. These are cave stalkers. They can't hear. They hunt in packs. They respond to pressure and movement. Look for the leader.
The leader.
Perfect, Oliva.
How will we know the leader when we see it?
Best guess.
I love that answer.
No visual difference? Okay.
Just start killing.
I don't know.
Time to take them out.
All right. So at this moment, they're kind of all prone. I say at this exact moment, they all kind of look up. You can see their red eyes kind of as they seem to make contact. D1 and Ronan, you notice it first. Brandy, you notice Ronan and D1 kind of for a moment. It catches their gaze and they're kind of locked eye to eye just for one moment. And in this moment, give me 1 second. I need Ronan, D1, and Brandy to all make a wisdom save for me, please. Okay, that's perfect. Brandy, you notice it last, but D1 kind of, it takes a second, but D1 kind of shakes it off. You notice the red eyes, kind of very, very deep, almost like an orange, like the middle of a flame. Ronan, you fall pretty deep into the gaze. It doesn't seem to affect you physically. There doesn't seem to be any bad reactions in the moment here, but you notice that Green looks up at you, and you see his face as he kind of seems to look through your soul just for a moment, and his eyes kind of sheen over. And I would like everyone to roll initiative, please. My God, here we go.
Remind me where this is.
The top of your sheet in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, right in front of me. The thing I read 4 times.
Yeah.
The big button. Yeah. Of course.
And you got prone targets.
Yep. It's a good way to start a fight. All right, I'll be right back. 1 second. exciting. I'm actually looking forward to this. Very good. All right, let's see.
In all my years of D&D, I don't think I've ever encountered these.
Cave Stalker?
Oh.
Cave Stalkers? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, let's see.
Where do they fall in the initiative?
Grumback rolls a natural 1. But he has a couple of
He's
advantages.
preoccupied.
I just... Oh yeah, he doesn't even... Actually, he probably heard the bang, but I'm not even going to include him yet. Actually, I'll include him, but he's not going to be able to fight right away. We're going to have to make him wait a little. So, he's at the end. Let me just look here. He's actually below Ronan. Alright, so we've got...
Yeah, where are the creatures? So I got Aliva, Brandy, D1, Ronan, Grumback. And I don't know where the Cave Stalkers are.
They're right after Aliva.
Okay.
Which sucks, I'm sorry. Brandy... And then Ronan. Perfect. So I have Aliva, Cave Stalkers, Brandy, D1, Ronan, Grumback.
Yeah, sounds right.
Perfect. All right. Oh, you got it down here. Okay.
I'm looking at like my spell slots and I'm realizing that like more than half of my spells that are for offense will either include some form of sound, or they will actually probably hurt us again from sound in a cave. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool, all right. Didn't account for that. Go ahead and just use, Thunderous Smite and deafen all of us in this very tiny cave.
You could probably still use
It wouldn't, attack-wise it might help, but it would deafen us and not actually deafen any of them.
Yeah.
And the same with my bells.
Yeah, remember you got regular smites too, where you can just add damage to your hits. Now a lot of people crit fish with that, but you can use them anytime you want.
You mean like a Divine Smite, you mean? As a paladin?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just kind of laughing at the other ones. I was like, oh, this is great. Alright, I have that Revenant Blade too now, don't I?
But you don't have a double-bladed scimitar, so it's not actually active at the moment. But
Okay,
you do
that's
have,
true, that's true.
They are currently prone, which means you roll with advantage, and you get to roll 3d20s.
So are you using the Malazar, or are you using your scimitar?
I'm probably gonna go... I'll go with them all. Why not?
Okay.
And then Divine Smite is the only one of those that I have to do after the fact, right? Like Thunderous is before and the Divine is after, or no?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do then.
All right.
Alright. Just gotta find my little button.
Yeah. So before you actually attack, because I probably sound like I'm being a softie. So do you wanna stay right where you're at here in this bottleneck? Are you attacking from here? Or are you moving in?
I mean, I can't really attack anyone from where I'm at, so...
Yeah. I assume that you're probably moving towards blue, right?
Yeah. So,
10, 15, 20.
1, 2,
That's
3,
a
4, 5, 6.
Yep, that's 25.
Okay.
Yeah, so now roll again so that was one roll, but you get 3d20. So if you roll again,
we're gonna cancel that natural one right there.
you can count
she
it.
didn't move.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she gets 3 more d20s.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll 3d20.
So she gets one with advantage and one.
3d20. Okay.
Let me see. Hang on. I'm gonna have something on here for you.
You probably already set it up.
Not properly. Oh, Elven Accuracy. Okay, so hit your Malabasazar, and then if you look at the third one down on your attack list, you have Elven Accuracy. You can hit that after.
Okay. So do that now?
Or hit Maul of Athazar first.
All right.
So that gives you a 21 and 8. And then hit Elven Accuracy just for a chance at a natural 20, which you got a 10. So
That's perfect. Aliva, in the moment here, as soon as you begin to pick up the Maul of Athazar, you feel stronger. For a moment, in the back of your mind, you remember feeling like you were just a little too far from understanding the true potential of this weapon's power, where it came from, its origins, its how it was forged and made, like what powers and energies were put into it to make it so strong. Something different about it as well, some kind of presence about it that you noticed, Aliva, as you stand here and you begin to swing the Maul of Athazar towards this beast. You begin to feel it almost submit, is the best way to put it, Aliva. As you swing it towards this creature, it begins to take shape, shaping and molding in midair, kind of turning in from a maul, a big, huge, heavy head on full of gems and embedded with precious stones. You see it kind of begin to form into a handle, with each side kind of growing a long, white, glowing blade, almost hot to the touch, stemming out from each side from the middle. A couple of jewels implanted in the center. Aliva, you have just gained the will of Aliva.
Woo! My own willpower! Yay! Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! All right, yeah, I see it.
Nice. As the weapon kind of sheens through the air, you can kind of hear like a whistle as it slices down. This might take a second, but these are the new stats. I'm sorry, D1. I should have just waited for you because you were doing all that extra work.
Heck yeah. I have a very happy grin because I have a lot of pent up frustration, and now I have finally something I can take it out on. So
it's pretty extravagant. I mean, it's so light. You feel like you could almost just about make an extra attack, but you just feel like it's
Yeah, and as I would hit blue, or aim for blue anyway, I would kind of shout out to the others, like, there's probably more of them, and also they'll take advantage of the dark, so keep it as light as possible in here.
Perfect.
Can I let everybody know that there's 6 more of them?
Yeah, you can.
There's 6 more in here. Still up there.
Yeah, I'm just glaring upward now.
You do. You look up, you see the cilia, the hair kind of hanging down in some spots. It's really hard to see. It's really far up there. I shouldn't even, but, now that you know that they're here. Okay. So, in this point.
So can I even use that one to the whole, after the melee attack, choose to activate it to deal an additional radiant damage to its allies?
You can do that whenever you want. Yep, it's once per long rest.
Well, hell, just do it now. Actually, no. I'll wait till this come down. Never mind.
Okay. Yep, you got it. So so as you swing, and I'm sorry, I'm confusing. As you swing, you are gonna use the will of Aliva now instead of the Maul of Athazar.
Okay.
So you can put all of your juicy good stuff in there that you just got from level 8.
Okay.
Sorry to say it.
Sounds
I
good.
should have got with you a little bit before. And been like, hey man, this is what I'm doing.
Double blade charges again now. What's the damage on a double blade scimitar?
It's a +2. I think it's 1d. Oh my god, I don't remember now. Hold on, let me look. There we go. I already had it searched.
2d4 slashing.
What's up?
2d4.
2d4 slashing?
Yep.
Hold on a second. Is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I brought it up on D&D Beyond.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So yeah. So yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So 2d4, you said?
Yep.
So yeah. So to make an attack, if PC is two-handed fighting attacks, does 2d4 damage on the first attack and a bonus 1d4 on the second bonus. Or is it 1d4 on first strike and 1d? Never mind, sorry. So, Aliva, this is a +2 scimitar, so you get it. So it's 2d4 plus 2.
Meaning what? Sorry.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. I think it should already be on here. Yeah, magic bonus plus 2. And then how much radiant damage? Let me look at the card again.
So if it deals radiant damage, it's 2d4 radiant damage to the target and 2d4 radiant damage to all unfriendly targets within 20 foot.
Any attack abilities within demons or aberrations. Oh, demons or aberrations deal an extra 2d4
Yeah.
radiant.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think it's just fairly normal. You should be able to just hit her.
A little bit.
I don't think these are these demons or aberrations?
They're not.
Okay. I'll fix that later then.
Yeah, demons are aberrations, but then it says just all unfriendly targets, so does it matter?
Sorry? I'm sorry. I totally missed what you said.
The one long rest, like,
Uh-huh.
extra thing, it just says to
Yeah.
all unfriendly targets. Does that mean anything
Yeah.
goes? Okay.
Anything. Yep. So once per long rest, you can basically use the power in the double-bladed scimitar here, and light kind of radiates out from it, and it's like a big
Okay.
light bomb basically that deals 2d4 to all bad guys around you.
Sweet. And I don't have do I technically have an offhand with this since there's two blades?
Yes, I believe.
As part of your attack action, you can use your bonus action to make an immediate attack with the other end of it.
Yeah.
That does 1d4 instead of 2d4.
Yeah. +2.
Okay, so I can go ahead and hit offhand scimitar then.
So you get your attack, your extra attack, and then a bonus action attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3.
Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Yep. So you can just roll all of them again. Yep. That's perfect. So that's definitely a hit. This is blue.
Correct.
Okay. You can also switch back and forth between blue and green if you choose to.
Okay.
You're close enough.
I'm just gonna stick to the one for now, unless it goes down.
All right. Yeah, you got it. So blue takes. As soon as you kind of slash in and you feel the blade change, and you feel your will kind of the weapon almost submit in a way as you slash upwards, finding your mark and kind of right up through the center of the chest of the creature. Or sorry, rather the bottom here. You're actually dealing significant damage. I mean, I think these are all actually with advantage, to be honest.
Yeah, so she gets to roll
'cause they're
that
prone.
attack again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Advantage. All right.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, I'll put you can do it with advantage. That works. That'll be your help and accuracy too.
Well, they're prone, so
yeah, so that was 3.
yeah.
So she already hit with the 26. She's only rolling the other
Yeah.
2 on the off chance of getting a nat 20, right? That's the only reason we bother rolling those extra 2.
Well, she gets 3 attacks.
Oh, so that's all for one attack.
Yeah, this is all. Yeah,
So she got a
you're
26
using the wrong
for
weapon
7
now.
for the first one.
yeah.
And
It's a
for the
scimitar
second
plus 1.
attack, she rolls with
Which-
advantage and hits her elven accuracy button.
Yeah. So, did we put
You want
Sorry,
me to-
we're.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I should move because one's way at the bottom and one's at the top. Here to make things
Well, it's-
easier for you, Aliva.
Well, I think she's hitting the +1 scimitar instead of the +2 scimitar.
Oh, did her thing not turn into a double-bladed scimitar just now?
It did.
Okay.
It did. It's just that that her rolls here says plus.
Yeah, but I don't
+1
see any change in
scimitar.
my actual
Oh, it
sheet
says
though.
scimitar. Okay, so on your
Yeah.
sheet, if you look for Will of Aliva,
We'll count the hit. We'll count the hit.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
It's my fault for not
It's
telling
okay. It
you
just looks the
earlier
same
this
as
was
before. So yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
Should I? I'll reload.
Okay, yeah, I see what you have it now.
Yep, there it's together now.
Okay, so for each attack while they're prone, you hit the Will of Aliva with advantage, and then you hit Elven Accuracy button.
All right, I'll do that now.
27 and an 18. Okay, so 27 for 14, and that's no longer bludgeoning, that's now slashing.
Yep. That's excellent, actually.
So that's attack 2, technically.
Correct.
All right, so then I'm gonna go to the
Yep.
last one. It'd still just be Aliva.
All right.
Yeah, and this one will have to half the damage.
Okay.
Or
You can just mouse over and take the first damage die.
yeah. Or here we go. We can do damage too, which is 1d4, right? Oh, 1d4 plus dex.
2.
Yeah.
Well, it's a +2 scimitar. Or whatever. Double-bladed scimitar. It's +2. Strong geese.
New weapon. Who dis?
Yeah, dude.
So which one do you want me to do?
Yeah, so she gets two regular attacks and 1 off, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, so if she just hits Will of Aliva again,
Yep.
I should have it set.
Along with Elven Accuracy.
Yeah.
Nice hit.
All right.
Wow, look.
So if you look on the bonus action, you take the second damage. Bonus actions, yeah, bonus action in brackets. So her last hit did 7 damage.
Yep. And you see, Aliva, as you begin to slash into this creature, the weight of this weapon is unbelievable. As you slash up and you slash down again, and you make another attack with the other end of the scimitar on your way back. Go ahead and roll it. Roll your offhand.
Offhand. With Elven Accuracy still?
As long as they're prone, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And we're gonna add. Nice. We're gonna add +1 to that slashing damage.
Oh, hold on, why did she hit the offhand scimitar +1? No, so she
Because
did.
we're confusing her. It's
Yeah,
technically
we're
not an
confusing her.
offhand attack.
Yeah.
Since your weapon is two-handed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all
Yeah,
went over my head a
that's
little
exactly
bit. You
what's
said
happening.
offhand, I hit the offhand button.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's my fault.
So what am I looking for here? She. Wait.
We might just have to make another button that says,
Yeah.
um,
Sorry, might be. I'm
no,
lost.
it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's a little confusing because we're going from what you're used to into a double-bladed scimitar for your stuff. So I should have told Sato about all this before because
Yeah,
I usually do. I just haven't got a chance to talk to him this week.
So all you have
Nice.
to do now for every attack is just hit the Will of Aliva, and
Okay.
it'll automatically do everything for you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so hit it one more time.
Yeah, then we'll just take the offhand on
last
this
time.
roll. Yeah. Nice.
I can hit one button. I'm good at that.
17. Wait, is that right?
So hang on, Elven Accuracy is a 13. So she got for her last attack, she rolled a 21 to hit
Yep.
for 5 damage.
5 damn. Oh, I'm looking at slashing bonus. Bonus action. Got
For
it.
her offhand, the attack rolls are all legit, right? It's still the same attack.
Yeah.
But on the bonus action, you take the second damage. On the first 2, you take the first damage, right? See how I have 12 slashing and 5 slashing bonus action?
Yeah.
So for her attack and her extra attack, you use the 12.
Got it.
And for her bonus action attack, you use the 5.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, I like how you set that up.
Those spots are, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Perfect. All right, Aliva, as you kind of slice in with your bonus, with the other end of your scimitar here, your double-bladed scimitar, you feel the weapon even open up to you even more. You kind of feel like a veil kind of being lifted slowly. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
I think not.
All right. Are you staying put? You have another 5 feet, I believe.
I'd move just more this way so I can't also get attacked by green at the same time.
Sure.
And also it opens Brandy up, so. Because I'm feeling petty.
Listen, I'm not gonna get attacked.
Yeah, probably not. You'll just vanish. But I am still feeling petty, so I take one step to the right.
Perfect. All right, Aliva, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now the Cave Stalker's turn. As soon as they kind of get a moment here, they all begin to stand up. Let me do this. And as they begin to stand up, you notice, D1, you notice it first, before you, Ronan, because you're kind of a little bit blocked here, but Red kind of makes a really high-pitched noise. You're not quite sure what direction, where it comes from. You don't seem to see a mouth on this thing. It's just like a line that goes from one side of its face to the other, from the bottom to the top, and it's just kind of seems to. There's a little wiggle here and there that you notice from time to time in this low light. Seems to be the only thing. Your gauntlet seems to be the only thing emanating light from this room here at the moment. And as it does this, you notice a couple of creatures kind of slowly, kind of lift. How do I even put this? They seem to scurry down the walls a bit in front of you.
I need everybody to have the same terrifying mental image I do. Think of the girl from The Ring, how she moves.
It's exactly how they move. 100% how they move.
Perfect.
Let me do this. I'm so sorry for this, you guys.
I fucked!
Oops.
It's alright, you wear heavy armor.
As soon as this happens,
It's a big bad boss.
as soon as this happens, Aliva, you hear them all skitter down the wall, and you turn around, and you look behind Brandy, who doesn't even realize it's happening, but behind her, this very large, a little larger than the rest kind of creature stands up slowly behind her, kind of lifting its tentacles that are back behind its shoulders up in the air, skittering them around a little bit above her. And that's where we're going to end the session for this evening.
All right. Me just yelling, "Wine bottom, move!"
It's going to be great. This is going to be so much fun. This fight's going to be awesome because we're crammed in this little space.
Yeah.
There's a hurricane blowing outside. It's going to be awesome.
Run back, get your ass in here.
Sorry we didn't get a little further. I should have gotten on a little bit earlier. Sorry about that.
Quit beating yourself up about it.
I hate to do that, though.
It would have made like a 10-minute difference here.
It's a good time to
that's true.
start. We're just getting ready for a battle for next time.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right,
Yes.
guys. Well, we will see everyone in 2 weeks on the 7th?
Yep,
Wait, the
sounds good.
31st. All right, no. Sorry, the 7th. Shit, I'm sorry. The 7th. We'll see everyone on the 7th. And
Hell
have
yeah.
a fantastic Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.